What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So yesterday we did a video around the Seattle Seahawks after they extended DK Metcalf, and of course Chris Carson retires. Today we're going to be doing that same thing with the San Francisco 49ers. They've extended Deebo Samuel as well, and Jimmy Garoppolo still needs to be traded, and they've informed him they will be looking to trade him. So today we're going to be trading Jimmy Garoppolo, doing this 49ers rebuild, and have some fun. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like at this one. Of course, subscribe if you're new around here. I know lately the videos haven't all been here. I've been slacking a lot, but I think in August I'm looking to boost it back up. Obviously, with Madden 23 dropping, we'll be right back on the grind. And honestly, I think I'm going to continue the grind right now, where we're going to be uploading 5 days a week again. I know I was doing 2 to 3 days a week just because it was so dead. But now, since Madden 23 is almost here, I've got an extra jolt of motivation. So let's take a look at this roster, though, with the 49ers and take a real quick peek at it. So Jimmy Garoppolo, of course, right now is the starting is listed as starting quarterback in the depth chart. Obviously, we need to fix that. So we're going to trade him to start off this video. The offensive line is very bad. Is this really how bad the 49ers center position is? I didn't realize they are missing somebody. I don't know if they plan on starting someone else at center. Regardless, though, right now our center is a 57 overall, so that might be something we need to address. But we're going to start off this video with trading Jimmy Garoppolo. So I will admit, I have no idea what team would trade for Jimmy G, just because I feel like a lot of teams, positions right now at QB are filled. Like the Bears, for instance, probably going to go with Justin Fields. No reason for them. Bengals, Joe Burrow. Bills, Josh Allen. Broncos, Russell Wilson. I guess Cleveland could technically, they're not even supposed to have their first round pick, which is why I'm so excited for Madden 23 to have all the updated picks and stuff. Hopefully there's some new things they put in. I'm sure there's already franchise mode stuff out there, and I just haven't looked, so I have no idea what franchise mode looks like in Madden 23. Tampa Bay, I guess they could as a backup, but a backup option when Tom Brady retires, hey, you could be our quarterback after that. So I just don't know who's really lining up to trade for Jimmy G, to be honest with you. So that's why it's so tough for me to figure out what team should do it. I guess if the Giants really didn't think Daniel Jones was the guy and they just really desperate to get another guy here, that could be something. That's the one that immediately stands out to me. Everyone else already has their QB. I guess the Saints, if they don't believe in Winston, but they re-signed him, so I don't see why they would do that. Texans, no reason for them to do that. So you know what? I'm going to trade him to the Giants because I don't really see what other team would do this. So I'm just going to ask for a third-round pick for Jimmy G. I think that's fair. So third-round pick for Jimmy G. New York Giants get themselves a new QB. They don't believe in Daniel Jones, I guess. I don't know. So that is our brand new, that is our new addition, a draft pick for Jimmy Garoppolo. So Jimmy Garoppolo's on the Giants, and now Trey Lance is the starting quarterback, as he should be. And we need a new center. I do not like the idea of starting a 57 overall. So let's just go to free agency and see if there is a center we can sign, because I would just feel a lot better if we had better protection for our man Trey Lance right now. So what do we got? Centers. Do we have any good centers out here is the question. We have Ben Garland. You know what? He's better than what we have right now. So welcome to the team, Ben Garland. You'll be our starting center this year. All right, let's go into simulate this season. Let's see how things look. Let's see how we do, and hopefully Trey Lance can lead us to the playoffs year number 1. He usually does pretty good in these simulations, so I'm feeling pretty confident about the potential of potentially making it year number 1. So at the end of the season, we did not make the playoffs as planned. We went 8-9, so it definitely is unfortunate to go from the playoffs. They went to the NFC Championship last year all the way to literally just not making it, so that sucks, but it is Trey Lance's first year starting, so gonna have to be a little patient with him. Literally, the top 3 receivers I just saw was kind of wild. I have to look at that again. It was Randall Cobb and MVS leading the league in receiving. Wow, okay, that is different. And then you have Keenan Allen out there as well, which that makes a little bit of sense. But offensively, we're 15th in the NFL, so not too bad. In defense, feels like lately my defense has just been very bad. But 41-15 from Trey Lance in his rookie year, up to superstar development. So you know what? We love that. Trey Lance is proving he's that guy. Deebo gets 1,300 yards on his brand new contract. George Kittle 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Ayuk 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Defensively, Nick Bosa got himself 13 sacks, 7 from Eric Armstead, 5.5 from Dre Greenlaw. I know we have quite a bit of extensions, we need to re-sign Nick Bosa soon, so going to try to keep my money open as much as possible while improving the roster. So let's get into the offseason. Since we did not make the playoffs, we need to figure out how to improve the roster. So right now, as it sits, I'm not even sure what I want to target most. I got to take a look at the team again to refresh my mind on what we need the most. I know a center, obviously, something we definitely need. So if there is a center out here, you best believe we're going for him. But we have $38 million in cap space. And we have Jason Verrett, Maurice Hurst, who was out for the season, I think, actually in real life. And then you have like Aziz Al-Share, which I do always like keeping him around because he's young and he actually does pretty good. So that I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to resign. I'm going to resign Aziz Al-Share to start this off. And then I'm also going to probably resign. Well, I'm going to let Maurice Hurst walk to free agency and then see if I can resign him there. And then Verrett also might be leaving me. So this could be a tough offseason for us, but we got to try to get better as much as possible. I don't even know what our draft pick situation is. I need to research that real quick. But taking a look at the team as it looks like right now, you got a very, very bad interior of the offensive line. So that is a huge problem right now. Our center position needs a lot of work. Running back, wide receiver, it's not too bad at all. You have Doug Gray, who they got in round 3, I believe it was. George Kittle, and then you have Ayuk and Deebo, and then your tackles are actually pretty solid. So I'm cool with that. The interior of the offensive line is our biggest problem right now. So that's probably something we should heavily focus on. And then we need corners, maybe a better strong safety. So there's definitely some things we need on this team for sure. Linebackers are not too bad, so I'm happy with that. And then defensive line's not too bad other than maybe getting a better defensive tackle. So yeah, there's some things we need for sure. So let's get into free agency and let's just see what we can address. So obviously, offensive line is the biggest issue, but we do have to re-sign Nick Bosa soon, so we have to be careful with how much we're spending. So Melvin Gordon, McCourty, Chris Carson's out here, which, you know, he retired in real life. AJ Boye as a corner. You got Will Fuller, Roger Saffold would be, you know, an improvement of what we have right now. We do need a strong safety, and Ronnie Harrison is sitting out here. So you know what? That is going to be my first addition to this roster. Is I'm going to try to resign or try to sign Ronnie Harrison to be my brand new strong safety. So we should get him. And then interior of the offensive line, do we have any good players out here is the question. So left tackle, Crosby. We don't need tackles, though. Center, we have Matt Paradis and Justin Britt. We have literally not too much at all. Mitchell Schwartz, who I think retired in real life, if I'm not mistaken. And then I guess the other thing we needed was like a defensive tackle. And Maurice Hurst is still out here. You got Larry and Joby. Brandon Williams. So yeah, the draft is going to have to be very important. Strong safety, we're getting Ronnie Harrison, and then corner was also kind of an issue. So you have Boye. Mike Hughes at 25 years old could maybe become something. I've definitely seen him turn up to superstar development before. So let's address corner right now and not have to worry about it in the draft. So $17 million and Mike Hughes. So that'll be all of our money on basically, and then you have like Kazir White out here, which couldn't be a bad addition. But we don't need linebackers really, so not really worried about the linebacker position. I was looking for defensive tackle, and I might just resign Maurice Hurst here, to be honest with you. Or I could get Larry and Joby. Either way, I'm just going to go for Maurice Hurst, and I think that will be it for me in this free agency. So, going to resign Maurice Hurst to be my defensive tackle. If he doesn't sign it, it's not that big of a deal. So, those are going to be my negotiations. 3 defensive players, Mike Hughes, Ronnie Harrison, and Maurice Hurst. So, if they all 3 sign, great. And then we head to the draft. That's going to be kind of what we do. And the draft is going to have to be heavily focused on offensive line, or we could trade a draft pick for an offensive lineman, which we might do that as well. Which I saw a rumor yesterday that the Bears are looking to trade Jenkins, which is kind of crazy to me because isn't he like still super young? But regardless, I'm gonna try to make a trade here. And actually, let's head to the draft and then let's see what our draft pick situation even looks like right now. Let me go research that real quick, see what it looks like in Madden, see if it lines up, and then let's see what we can do in the draft or via trade, trading our draft picks. And bro, please fix this in Madden 23. This is the most frustrating thing ever, man. Like, why does this always crash every time? Fix your game. So according to ProSportsTransactions.com, which is where I usually look, we do not have our own pick. It is, you know, with the Dolphins. So that's unfortunate. But we do have like 3 third-round picks, but Madden only gives me 2. And I think 2 of those third-round picks are like compensatory picks or whatever they call them when you get, like, when you lose players or whatever. That you get what I'm saying. So don't have a ton of draft capital here, but I would love to gamble one of my third-round picks probably for an offensive lineman, to be honest with you, because that is our biggest issue. So whether that's for a left guard or just anybody, I want something. I need a replacement. So a 3rd-round pick for a guard is what I'm looking for here. Obviously, I'm not going to get anybody like Quentin Nelson or anything like that, but just getting somebody would be really nice right now. So Laken Tomlinson, Jonah Jackson at 25 years old. Is he star development? I will sign me up. 3rd-round pick for Jonah Jackson. What do you say? Maybe if I can, let's say I get away with it like a 4th and a 5th. 4th and a 5th for Jonah Jackson. They accept. Boom, we didn't even have to trade 3rd-round picks. We get a little bit of an upgrade on the offensive line. I will take it. Needed that very badly. So let's head to the draft and try to address the rest in the draft. So need to come away with at least 2 offensive linemen for sure. If that's a center, we will do it. Let's see what we got on the board. And then I don't really know what else. I guess whatever else we decide to take. So let's take a look at 2nd round right now. So we have Shane Lee on the board. We have Michael Mayer, Jordan Tolles, Jordan Birch, Pierce Quick, Payne Wigger, CJ Johnson, Wilger, I should say, Zacchaeus Walker, Grant Gunnell, and then Miles Murphy. Emmanuel Forbes. Whoa, we do need another corner. Do I go corner or Alfred Collins? I mean, we don't really need edge rushers, though, so we don't really need to take Zacchaeus Walker. But Emmanuel Forbes right now, we do need another corner. Also, tight end wouldn't hurt it. Well, we don't need a tight end either, so what am I talking about? You know what? I said I need interior offensive lineman. Unless there's a good center on the board, then I'm probably taking Emmanuel Forbes here. Luke Matthews. I don't know anything about him, so you know what? I'm going to go with Emmanuel Forbes here, I think, and I'm going to be very happy with that pick. So Emmanuel Forbes, welcome to San Francisco. We definitely could use a corner, and I'm going to be very happy with that selection in round 2. So that's just going to give us another corner to add to the team. Happy with that. So Emmanuel Forbes and then Mike Hughes to address the cornerback position. And then round 3, going to double down, get 2 offensive linemen if we can. So we have Chris Bogle. We have another wide receiver, which we could take. Devin Richardson. What offensive lineman do we have out here? We need to get one. Caden Wallace out of Penn State. Could be a guard we take. DeMonte Capehart. We got Larry Aki Ananjobi, or however you say his name. Theo Johnson, Julius Buelow, Byron Young. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first offensive lineman out of Penn State and Caden Wallace. I have no idea if he's good or not. He actually looks like he's decent and he's normal development, which is quite unfortunate. Would have loved to hit development, but that's all right. Round 3, pick 12. We'll probably go with Julius Buelow if he's still there, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at him. I have no picks remaining after this because I traded them. So, could draft a wide receiver, Darnell Wright, Dorian Strong. But I think I am going to draft Buelow if he's still here, and that is going to be my pick. So I'm going to take Julius Buelow out of Washington because I know he's in development, and we could use some offensive line right now. So welcome to San Fran. We did our best to address the offensive line to increase it a little bit, and that is going to be our offseason. So hopefully that helped out a little bit. Address the safety, address the corner, address the defensive tackle position, and got better offensive linemen. So hopefully this leads us to the playoffs in number 2. If not, there's more work to do. So our center position is still very much poverty, but I guess it's getting better and better by the year. So eventually we have to address that position. It's so bad right now. We got Buelow and Jonah Jackson, who we got via trade. Caden Wallace didn't really end up being anything, so I kind of regret the draft pick on him, but it is what it is. George Kittle, and then you got Ayuk. So wide receivers are still available, and then Trey Sermon, Trey Lance. Defensively, we have Mike Hughes, Mosley, Chavarius Ward, and then it looks like Emmanuel Forbes isn't even in my cornerback room right now, which is kind of crazy, but I guess we were deeper at the corner, deeper than I thought we were. But we're 100% scheme fit for the defense, which is nice actually to see that. So 100% scheme fit for the defense. Won't change that. And then offensively, 80%. So you really can't ask for much more than that. Trey Lance played really good in this scheme, but I'll take a look and see if anything's better, and it doesn't look like it. So honestly, I feel like we can make the playoffs this year with 100% scheme fit defense, improve the offensive line a little bit. We should be a playoff team this year. Let's see. Trey Lance, number 2. Let's see what he can do for us. So at the end of the season, we went 7-10, but we made the playoffs, which is literally so stupid. Like, the NFC West was so bad. We won our division at 7-10. That is absolutely poverty. Like, how is that? I don't get it. You know what? We're in the playoffs. Records don't matter in the playoffs. That's how I have to look at it. So let's take a look at the stats. 7-10, we got to the playoffs. That's crazy. 21st in the NFL offensively. Okay. Defensively, we were 22nd, so both sides of the ball just kind of mediocre. I mean, Trey Lance, 34-13, still a really good year out of him, which is cool. Rushing-wise, Elijah Mitchell, still a really solid year. Deebo, George Kittle, 100 receptions for George Kittle, and then 756 yards. Defensively, sacks-wise, Nick Bosa had 14, 10.5 from Armstead, 5.5 from Fred Warner. Interceptions, 4 from Fred Warner, 3 from Dre Greenlaw, 2 from Ronnie Harrison, and then 1 from Mosley and 1 from Jimmy Ward. So I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. We made the playoffs at 7-10, and we get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in round 1. So, yeah, I don't know who we get to, who's the quarterback over there anymore. And we get a home game, which is kind of crazy. But you know what? If we somehow win this game, then sure. But at 7-10, I'm not feeling all that confident. So Trey Lance, first playoff game. Let's see if you can get it done here, man. We get the Bucs in round 1, and we get interception. Do nothing with it though. They're up 7-0. We are going to put up a field goal, get another interception from Ward, and still do nothing off a turnover. Great. And now we score 14-10. Okay, we're in this game. We could tie it up here, and we do not, of course. 24-10. Might be a little too early. I mean, we're still okay. No, we're probably. Oh, wait. We get a stop on defense? No, they drained the clock out. So 7-10, made the playoffs. Missed out. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. we lose to the Buccaneers, and it looks like we need to get better because 7-10 just still isn't good enough. So let's see what we need to do in order to increase our chances of being better next year. So negotiation stages here, and we have $47 million to spend. I'm assuming Nick Bosa is here, and probably Deebo, who obviously doesn't have extension in the game in real life. Drake Greenlaw also is here. So yeah, some important guys to resign here for sure. So we're probably not going to have money at all because Jimmy or Nick Bosa is going to demand a lot. So Deebo Samuel is the title of the video. So I'm just going to go with Deebo Samuel to start things off. He probably got a lot more than that. We're probably going to have to cut somebody as well. McGlinchey, Jimmy Ward. I want Drake Greenlaw back as well, who literally got superstar X Factor as Fearmonger now. So definitely sign me up for Drake Greenlaw. And then I want McGlinchey back. And after this, we're probably going to have like no money. We're going to lose Jimmy Ward. So I'm going to sign McGlinchey. And then I've left Nick Bosa last for a reason. So basically, he wants how much he wants. I mean, I don't know how much he actually wants, but we obviously want him back. So let's see who could be cut to maybe free up some money because we literally have none right now. So taking a look at the team salaries to see who's making a butt ton of money or whatever it may be. Savings, we have 11 from Armstead. Jimmy Ward's coming off the books. Fred Warner, I'm not going to cut him. Kittle. So literally no one's making that much money. We are just literally screwed at this point. So we're going to lose our free safety. So we're not going to be able to do anything in free agency at all once we franchise tag Nick Bosa, because I'm not letting him walk, obviously. So let's just get that done right now. The only thing I wish Madden could also fix is that you could just franchise tag someone immediately, unless if there is a way to do that, because it feels like I have to negotiate with them and then offer them like a terrible offer. Like, why can't I just franchise tag him right now? Because I don't have a good offer. He's going to decline that, but I'm not going to let Nick Bosa walk for nothing. So we're going to be negative in cap, and we're going to lose a lot of players. But that is how it's going to have to be. So we took care of everybody else. That is why I did that in the order that I did it. And then now we're going to have to improve the team via the draft. Right now, we're still at 88 overall. So we will take that. Taking a look at the team, regardless, the draft's going to have to be our best friend. Bulow went up. Trent Williams didn't retire, which is also really cool. And then we need a center. Defensively, we got some superstar X factors. Our corners aren't the greatest in the world, but Emmanuel Forbes could step up a little bit now. So I guess the draft is our best friend. We need a center and we need a free safety. That is what we're going to have to do. So drafting, we don't have a first round pick. Actually, should we have our first round pick? I have to research that. I'm heading to the draft again. Have to go figure out if I need my pick or not, and then we'll be ready to go. So luckily for us, we do have our first round pick in this 2024 draft. So here we go. Can we get somebody at number 19? We need a free safety and we need a center. So that is what I'm looking for. Maybe we just draft an offensive lineman and play him at center, though, if we need to. I mean, at this point, we just need something. So free safeties, we have DeAndre Boykin. I'm gonna reach for him. It looks like he's the best safety in this draft, and I need a free safety very, very badly. But I do need a center very badly. He's hidden development. I will take it. Also was a scheme fit as well, so that's also very happy. So, or makes me very happy. Round 2, pick number 19. It is time to draft a center or just an offensive lineman in general. So I hope we can get this one right, because if we don't, it's just, you know, kind of, or we could take Ja'Cory Brooks here out of Alabama. Either way, whatever we want to do. Marcus Tate, Nate Anderson. I don't really know what, like, we have JD Coffee, which I guess we could have taken him in round 2 and then taken a center. The centers, we have literally nothing. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to draft an offensive lineman and move somebody to center. So maybe I just take, is Broderick Jones any good? B awareness, B pass block. He looks good. I'll draft him. Normal development, of course. So our center position probably is still going to suck. It is what it is. So round 3, pick number 19. I really wish I just drafted Ja'Cory Brooks now, but it is what it is. Try to get an offensive lineman, and we have Aaron Armitage, however you say his name, Garrett Delling. Do we double down on the offensive lineman here, or do we draft a wide receiver? I might draft a wide receiver, unless if Garrett here just has like crazy. No, I just don't want to take the chance. So you know what? We're drafting Quentin Johnson out of TCU. Getting another wide receiver, A, deep route, B, catching. He looks pretty solid. He is normal development. So, you know what? Overall, the draft wasn't great, but we got ourselves a free safety, and that was a big gaping hole that we had. So, you know what? We'll see how things go in the final season going into this next year. I'm feeling pretty good for the most part, but it does suck that we were really able to address the center position like I wanted to. But we'll just have to hope that whoever plays it will do it good enough, and we'll be fine. So in this final season, we went from a 88 overall to a 90 overall, and we get to play the Seattle Seahawks to end off this video. So I'm feeling pretty good about finally making the playoffs at a positive record. So offense was 12th in the NFL, and then defensively, So we were top 15 finally, and top 15 on both sides of the ball. So I will take that. Trey Lance has been literally so good in this video, so I'm super happy about that. Mitchell, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns. Deebo, George Kittle, and Ayuk all in 1,000 yards. And defensively, after franchising Nick Bosa, he gets 12 sacks and then 12.5 from Armstead, 9 from Maurice Hurst, 5.5 from Kinlaw, and then 2 from Drain Greenlaw. And then interceptions, 4 from Mike Hughes, 4 from Ronnie Harrison, and 4 from Fred Warner. So, without further ado, first playoff game, or I guess this is Trey Lance's now second playoff game. Here we go, going up against the Seattle Seahawks. We need to win this. They have J.J. Watt as well. So, not even sure who Seattle's starting at quarterback at this point. It doesn't even matter. It's obviously not Russell Wilson anymore, but we are going to do our very, very best to come out here and win our game. And we're up 3-0. Get interception. They miss a field goal. It is a tie ball game. And now we're up 3-10. So they tied up 10-10. We take the lead 17-10. Trey Lance is doing good so far. Loving what I'm seeing. Defense gets a stop. Chris Carson ends up back in Seattle, which is kind of funny. But, you know, he's retired in real life. But regardless, 13-20. If we take a touchdown lead here, could be looking good. But they tie it up. So far, this could not. 27-20. Can Trey Lance tie it up? He cannot. Skipping moment. I'm going to trust Trey Lance. He ties it up. W. A minute 13 left on the clock. 27-27. I think all we really need to do is score, which is the obvious thing we need to do, but I need to be efficient and make sure I don't throw any crazy passes. So I'm looking at George Kittle on this out route, or I have George Kittle wide open. That was kind of a sketchy throw, not going to lie, but that's a good first throw. Trey Lance thrown 2 interceptions in this game. Don't love to see that. Can I get Deebo Samuel wide open here? Actually, George Kittle is wide. Oh, wait. Aggressive. Boom. George Kittle has been the blanket we need, and he is wide open on that route downfield. There we go. We are in field goal range, and we are vibing now. So now I just want to take the Seattle Seahawks timeouts away, and we're good to go. So let's just run the ball with Elijah Mitchell. You know the 49ers love themselves running the football, so I'm not going to get anything crazy. I do stay in bounds, though, so I'll take that a little bit of a gain, though, and if we could just continue to take those timeouts away. And you know what? I might just throw it towards the end zone. I get impatient here, but I want to throw it toward the end zone. I'm going to make sure whatever I throw is a good pass, though. I'm not going to throw anything crazy. Like, I'm not going to throw a 50-50 ball. If they're wide open, I'm throwing it. If not, I'm scrambling and getting out of there. So, I actually might be able to I actually have George Kittle for the touchdown. So, George Kittle for the touchdown. 34 seconds left on the clock. Hopefully, Seattle doesn't score in 30 seconds. We'll see. Defense get the stop, and boom, we're on to the next round. And we missed a field goal, so Seahawks could have beat us there. Andy Reid was the head coach, but regardless, 27-33, moving on to the divisional round after that victory here. And now we get the Carolina Panthers, who are starting Matt Corral and not Baker Mayfield, so we might actually have a chance here. For some reason, Baker Mayfield is super overpowered in Madden, but divisional round in Carolina, the that's us, 7-0. We start off 7-0. They tie it up, though. And we get an interception, or missed field goal, I guess. 14-7. They tie it up again, and they take the ball from us and go up 21. But we tie it up 21-21 as the battle of the young QBs. You love to see it. Those are always the most fun. And they take a 7-point lead, but we tie it up again. They take another one. Fourth quarter time, we tie it up. Trey Lance is matching everything. And it is 35-42. We have no timeouts. We need to go ahead and score if we want any chance of moving on. So here I am out here once again trying to bail out Trey Lance. We have no timeouts though, so I have to be super, super careful. And I am going to throw this, and I might be a madman. And I didn't make an adjustment on the ball, man. I did not make a good adjustment on the ball. That is my fault. I should not have thrown that football, and that is my L. I will take it. I should not have thrown that. Why do I even jump in anymore, man? I'm just always throwing interceptions, bro. Matt Corral and the Panthers beat me. I'm ended off there. I don't know. I thought for sure I could make an adjustment on that football, but like I just didn't do a good job. All right, I'll take my L. Hope you boys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.